minste op eenzame opsluiting vliegen. Maar stilaan begint het te dagen dat je hiermee die jongeren echt niet op het rechte pad krijgt. Dirk van Zundert.
Imagine if your next door neighbor was putting their child into a small room for 5 or 6 hours a day as a consequence for their behavior. And basically that's isolation. Now imagine the response of the neighbors around them, or you, if that's what your neighbor was doing. I am sure you'd be calling the police, you'd be calling protective services, because that's abuse. Now, apply the same rule with the same response to institutions where that happens, days, weeks, months at a time. How come we don't apply that same value to the kids in the juvenile hall? What's changed? They're still children. We're still isolating them. Those youth, they're still kids. No matter what they did, they are still kids.
New York City, Rikers Island. Een eiland, een gevangenis voor jonge delinquenten.
It is a remarkable fact that 27% of the adolescents on Rikers Island are in solitary confinement. It is more than 10 times the normal utilization of solitary confinement in the United States. And I don't know that those numbers are reasonable, but it is off the curve.
De strafuitvoeringsrechtbank van New York wees al onze verzoeken tot interviews af en liet ons niet filmen in de isolatiecellen van de jeugdgevangenis.
Punitive segregation, that is our only way to ensure that you follow rules and regulations in the jail. Because if we allow you to commit whatever fractions that you want, then it's okay for me just to assault you every single day and nothing happens to you. We fought vigorously to ensure that those that commit infractions in the city's jail system are sentenced to punitive segregation time.
Sommige bewakers zien wel dat het strenge systeem niet deugt.
Sometimes, they don't lock dogs up for that period of time. So, could you imagine somebody locking a dog up for 23 hours? And you could imagine PETA and all those people protesting. But we can't do that for a human being that's locked up for 23 hours. Something is wrong.
In Santa Cruz in Californië is er ook een jeugdgevangenis.
I'm 17 years old and we're in room 13 of B unit at Santa Cruz County Juvenile Hall. The first time I was here was for assault with a deadly weapon. The second time I was here was for a probation violation.
And the last time that he was here, there was an incident where he was assaulted towards staff and he had flooded his room and there was water on the floor and he had thrown his tray.
I was pissed off, so I pushed the staff and I kind of slipped and then I got tackled and landed and they had to hold me and I was in that face to water,
Out of that, he was placed in room confinement and he was placed in isolation and he was in the isolation room. He could have been in and out of there for 30 days. We were struggling with him. The goal is always to get the youth back into full program. And so how can we do that and how can we do it safely?
Een van de bewakers stelde voor om deze jongeren een gitaar te geven.
I was concerned. You're also taking a kid who has a history of violence. He's strong. We've had issues. And basically, you're handing him a weapon. You're handing him a big tool. But staff gave me feedback in terms of, no, this is his passion, and he's not going to harm a musical instrument. And so I had to trust staff that what they were saying to me and that they knew this person. They've gotten to know this individual, and that was true. I am getting his compliance. He's got something to work towards. I have that little bit of trust, and out of that, my staff aren't being injured. We're not having to restrain him. It's a win-win for me as a superintendent.
The staff are really supportive of it, actually. They're always saying, oh, you should play, whenever I'm watching TV, they say, oh, you should play the acoustic guitar back here and keep practicing. I'm all right, it's nice because they support me in music.
Jammer genoeg gaat het er in de meeste Amerikaanse jeugdgevangenissen anders aan toe. En ook voor onze slotbeelden blijven we in de Verenigde Staten. Want daar zijn ze al enkele dagen in de ban van een vroege koning Winter.
I just started the other side of the truck. I was just getting it out so I don't get buried anymore. I ain't going anywhere anytime soon.
In het hele land heeft het gesneeuwd, maar vooral de regio rond de grote meren, en dat is vanaf New York, wordt het hardst getroffen. Al zeker 8 mensen stierven daarbij. Auto- en truckchauffeurs raken ondergesneeuwd. En ook al klaarde het even op, de gouverneur